Aries, and welcome to your reading for August 2026. Looks like I got a phone turned over here. August 2026. We're going to see what we got coming up for you with the Celtic cross spread and all that good stuff. I'm going to get a significator card. I think both of those works. Both of those words work. It's early in the morning. Cut me some slack. Significator card for you here. And do bear in mind, we've got some fun eclipse action happening this month. So there's going to be kind of a lot of energetic change potentially coming to you. The total solar eclipse in Leo. Ooh, exciting, Emperor. The total solar eclipse in Leo that we have coming up is very much about like resetting your energy, and it's all about like passionate creativity and happiness, and it's Jupiter's transiting Leo, so it's very like intense, right? It's very passionate, very strong, and it's a fire, right? Jupiter's fire, so it's very fire energy. It's very right? It's good. So that's great. Just know that that's coming. And at the end of the month, we have the full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces, which is going to be about letting go of things, right? Ending cycles. And the couple of readings I've already done for August have really kind of reiterated that idea of cycles, things kind of coming in cycles for you. So we're going to see what that may mean for you, Aries, coming up in the month of August. Looks like we've got the Emperor card as your significator card, which is great. That is obviously a very strong, powerful card. So seems like you may be feeling yourself this month. But let's take a look and see what we've got going for you. It's also you, by the way, the Emperor card. So you're really signifying yourself. You are very much in your element this month. And with that Pisces, and we've got that eclipse happening in Pisces, so the moon is Pisces, so could be dealing with a water sign here. And a lot of change. My goodness, okay. What else we got? I'm gonna move these up here because it's gonna get crowded here in a second. Five of Pentacles, okay. There we are again. Our fire sign this. There we are again. A lot of wand energy here. Oh, something's coming out from your past. It's looking like, let's see. Could be an offer from your past, could be somebody, could just be you're thinking about your past. Maybe you've been spending a lot of time reminiscing. Okay. Oh, interesting. All right, so let's see what we got for you. So this is going to be kind of more the earthbound energies for the reading, and then we'll move on to the kind of spiritual, universal energies influencing you in the situation. But you obviously are very much in your own element, right? You are Emperor. This is your card, so you're feeling yourself this month. This is good. This is strong energy. This is also, the Emperor is just a card of being bold, being assertive, being a leader, taking charge. So that's you, and that's usually how you feel, and you've got a lot of that kind of coming through here. So the moon, it seems like you're in a position this month where you are in the middle of walking down a path you're not 100% sure about what's going on. I'm getting the vibe that you have made some big changes. Death, right? The transformation card, the card of some big shifts, perhaps in your financial situation. Five of Pentacles, right? This is a difficult financial time. This is a lack of support. Could be emotional, but this Pentacles is usually financial here. And I don't think that that's necessarily overarching your feeling about the situation. I think it's maybe just influencing the situation and making it, but I think you're trying to push forward this month, even though things may be presenting themselves as a little bit more difficult than what you were anticipating. So with this King of Wands here in the crowning energy, even though whatever's happening to you physically right now, maybe you lost a job, maybe you didn't get a raise you were anticipating, maybe bills are just a little bit heavier than what you were thinking you would be able to, than what you can handle this month. I know oftentimes with seasonal stuff, the summer can be difficult for people. So you're reaching the end of the season, so it might just be kind of difficult. You might just be finding that right now things are a little bit tighter than normal for you. And I think you are seeing, but the energy around you is that you can take care of this. Like you have the ability to handle this. And the King of Wands is a passionate card. While it can be like a sensual card, sometimes Wands energy can be very like sensual and passionate. It also can just be a very like energetic and like go-getter kind of energy. And I'm sensing that here. This is giving me this. It's giving me like, look, even though things might be a little bit difficult and you may have been thrown kind of a curveball in your circumstances, you may have made this choice yourself. I don't know, we'll have to clarify, but it seems like there has been something that has shifted, something has changed. Whether or not something was removed from your life, I don't know. It just seems like there's obviously been some big changes here, right? Transformation, death, something has changed. Whether or not something has gone, usually with death something leaves, but not necessarily. Could just be that something is changing. And now you're uncertain. The moon is very much a path of uncertainty. So now you're uncertain of where you're going. But you feel very strongly about yourself. I think you feel very confident. I don't think that there is uncertainty here, but that's not paralyzing you with any kind of fear. And the Six of Cups here is saying something that's recently come into your circumstances. Could be that you have, because of this situation being difficult, you have been spending a lot of time thinking about your past, thinking about better days, thinking about how things used to be. That kind of getting a little bit led down a path of nostalgia that could be not necessarily beneficial, but not necessarily detrimental to your situation. It really kind of depends on how you take that for yourself. And it doesn't seem like you're really staying anywhere. The energy is very forward moving, right? We've got this fiery Princess of Swords, which is the Page of Swords, right? And that could be finding a job. So maybe you've lost a job. I think maybe you've lost a job recently, or maybe you're coming into a situation where you think like the job that you have is just not supporting you the way it needs to be, or the position that you're dealing with, or the circumstance you're in is not supporting you the way that it needs to be. And you are thinking back, perhaps you're thinking back on when times were better, when you had better ideas for yourself, the plans that you had for yourself previously before this time. It could be something like that, right? The Six of Cups is nostalgia. It's looking in. It could be a person from your past. It could be somebody from your past has come in and kind of reminded you of what you are, reminded you of who you are, right? Reminded you of the energy that you really possess, and maybe you have been kind of accepting less than for a while, and you've gone through a transition in your self-worth and you're feeling more who you are now, and what you have been given and what you've been leaning on is just not enough, right? What has been given to you thus far for your efforts is not enough. And I think you are looking for another job. The Princess of Swords, the Page of Swords can also be very much about like looking online, spending time researching, digging into things. And I think that might be you online, like looking for a new job, thinking, trying to figure out a new way forward. But with a lot of determination, right? I don't think that you're skulking. I don't think that you're tail between your legs. Oh man, that really was a whammy. Like, now what am I going to do? I think it's more like you're like, okay, that happened. Now, how do we get past it? How do we move forward? Like, what's the next step? Okay, let's see. Let's get some clarification on this moon and the death card here for you and the situation that you're dealing with. Aries, it looks like you're very strong in yourself, which I think is pretty on for you. On point. You feel pretty confident in what you're going to do next, even though you're not sure what that is. Let's take a look and see. You got any clarification for this death card for the moon, please? Oh, yeah, again with the Five of Pentacles, right? They're really doubling down on that, and the Wheel of Fortune. So again with this cyclical, like I said, a lot of endings happening at the end of this month. And I've been getting this in a lot of readings. The Wheel of Fortune is very much a card of new endings and beginnings, transformation, endings and beginnings, something changing, something different happening. And I think that this is allowing the wheel to turn. Something has happened that maybe you weren't anticipating again, and it's put you in this position. You are in a circumstance now where you are either aware of or are now facing a lack of compensation for your efforts. And whatever's happened here recently, whatever's happened to you that has made you feel more confident in who you are and more sure of who you are, has made you just reevaluate everything. And the Wheel of Fortune, right? When you change who you are, when you change the way you see the world, the way that you see what you have changes too, right? So you might have been completely happy for a while with what you had, and I just don't think you're there anymore. I think that you no longer see what you have as enough. And that's not always a bad thing. You know, some people say you should always feel like, oh, be grateful for what you have, and do be grateful for what you have. Surely, what you have is wonderful, but doesn't necessarily mean it's enough. You can be grateful for what you have and still think that you need more, you know, in a good way. You know, don't be over the top about it. Nine of Wands with this Five of Pentacles. Yeah, I think that you are carrying a little bit of a burden here. The Five of Pentacles is showing me that this is putting this Nine of Wands and Five of Pentacles is showing is putting a weight, a burden on you to feel like you really do need to do that like final push to move into the next thing. I think you've had enough of whatever this thing is you've been doing, and it weighing you down without giving you what you deserve, making you feel like you are being compensated fairly, really, for your efforts. Well, it was too many. Hold on. All right, give me one more if you got. One more for this Five of Pentacles here, although I think it's pretty straightforward. Again, doubling down on the Five of Pentacles, I really do think this has something to do with like your financial stability and how that has shifted, or your perception of that has shifted very recently. You know, and it could also be that you started shining or you started changing, and somebody that you worked with, or maybe your boss was like, I don't, unfairly so, perhaps, been like, I don't want to, they've changed their perception of you, and you just don't feel stable in your job anymore, right? Like all of a sudden you feel like the ground is unsteady financially. All right, so got anything else for the Five of Pentacles, please, for Aries? Oh, okay. Okay, Queen of Wands and the Ace of Cups. So I think you do have some kind of offer on the table here. I think that you, even though you are feeling a little bit, I think even though you feel like you are not getting what you need right now from what you have, and you're feeling a little road weary because it's been taking you a while to get to a new situation, the Queen of Wands is very sure of herself against fire energy. It's very much, again, a moving forward. You've got the King of Wands up here, you've got the Queen of Wands here. Now this is very, you are feeling like you are good to go on this new thing. There's a new offer. Either in your mind there is a cup that you're willing to grab, or there really is some kind of offer that's out there and you know it is. And you're just like, well, I've been waiting and I'm just not going to wait anymore. I'm done waiting and I'm ready to make it happen now. So again, I think you're getting away from whatever this financial difficulty is. Okay, yeah. So we've got the Nine of Pentacles. Let's see if there's anything else for this King of Wands. Yeah, so the energy that you are stepping into, the energy that the universe is giving you that's propelling you forward here is this Nine of Pentacles. It's personal financial security. It's feeling like you are ready to put yourself in a position where you have your financial circumstances fully under control and you're ready to move forward, you know, without any kind of uncertainty. All right, let's see. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, again, with the Pentacles, just doubling down on this likely being something about financial stability, or just, again, stability, familial stability, something like that. You're ready to push forward with perfect certainty that you are worthy of more than what you are currently getting, and you want to make that happen. Let's get the Six of Cups. Let's see if you've got anything to elaborate on the Six of Cups here. Please clarify the Six of Cups for my Aries. So whatever it is that you're doing right now, man, just maybe you were paid more in a previous job too, or maybe they like gave you a line. They've been telling you along the lines like, it's gonna be better, we're gonna give you more, it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna happen for us, it's gonna make it, I'm gonna make it happen. Or maybe if this is about a relationship, you know, because we do have this Ace of Cups here, so it's possible that this is relationship related. It's not giving me a ton of that. There's a lot of Pentacles here, but if this is relationship related, then that's how it's resonating for you. Then it could be about, yeah, Two of Swords, knowing that you're going to have to let go of something. That just, I think it's about, okay, well, before I continue elaborating, I think that this, if it's going to be about a relationship, you are realizing you're not getting what you need out of the relationship. You're realizing that you're worth more than what you currently are being given, as it's not enough give and take. You are giving and you're not getting back. And I think you're thinking it might not be the fault of the other person, because when you initially got into the situation, they were enough, right? But now that this transition has happened and this change has happened in you, they're not, and you're looking to get fulfilled by somebody else. You're no longer getting what you need out of it, and you need to find it elsewhere, I think is what you're thinking. And I think you might be right, you know, depending on your situation. So however that resonates with you. But having this Two of Swords come out for the Six of Cups, I think you are, again, having to cut out potentially something that isn't serving you, or making a decision that's kind of keeping you feeling like I don't know which one's the better way to go. I think you know you need to do something different. I don't think you're sure about what that is, and I think you've maybe been presented with some different options here. In the recent past, I think you've been presented with some different options here. And I think that you are, yeah, I think that you have some options from your past. Like maybe there are paths that you had tried to take in the past before what you're currently doing, and you had let those ideas go, and now you're kind of they're coming back to you, and you're thinking, you know, that might be the thing. Maybe that's the thing, and I just kind of cut it off too early, and I need to give that a fair shake. Or, you know, there's a couple different things that I have always wanted to do, you know, that have always been in my head as something I think would be good for me, and I'm ready to kind of choose one of those maybe, but the thing I'm currently doing isn't going to be the one, you know. Let's see. Whoa, I think that is way too many, so we're going to try one more time. Any other cards for the Six of Cups, this Two of Swords, for the recent past for Aries, please? Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, okay, well, love, spoke too soon. Okay, so maybe this is specifically about a relationship. And the Two of Cups really doubling down, and the Five of Wands. Okay. See, yeah, spoke too soon. Okay, so with this is changing the story a little bit. So we've been getting a lot of Pentacles energy here, right? Which is giving me a lot of money energy, but this could just be stability in your life, in your family, in the way you feel about yourself. You are now this Emperor, you are really embodying yourself, and I think you want to feel more in a lifestyle that portrays that embodies that. And I don't think you feel like you currently have that for whatever reason, whether that's a relationship or whether that's your job or whether that's, you know, just your living situation. Now, the clarification for the Six of Cups here, and the Six of Cups can be about a soulmate energy. It can be about people coming back from your past with offers. It could be about you reminiscing about things from your past that just really gave you a lot of joy, things that filled you with a lot of love. The Two of Swords was giving me, yes, you feel like you have choices that have to be made. You have been presented with options that you didn't have previously, but now, in the recent past, you feel like you do have options. Now, love coming out, the Lovers, and the Two of Cups coming out is really doubling down on this. Might have something to do with your emotional relationship situation. So I think you might have a relationship that you've been in for a minute that is not giving you what you need. And you may have come in contact with someone from your past, or you may be reminiscing on experiences from your past and previous relationships where you did get what you needed, and you did kind of, or maybe you've seen other people in relationships that you see they're getting what they need, and it's something that you think you would possibly want. The Five of Wands here came out, meaning I think you're having a lot of inner conflict about whether or not you're going to get what you need out of this relationship, like whether or not you can make that happen. Or whether or not you can make it happen with the job you're in, right? Whether or not you can make this position fill your needs. Is it gonna, you know, there are so many other things. They made so many promises in the past. I've had so many different things I've done in the past that made me so much happier than this does. Let's see what the Princess of Swords, because the Princess of Swords is like, Page of Swords, this research. Can be online, looking into people, can be social media stuff, digging into things, kind of analyzing things at the beginning stages of something, really kind of trying to dig into something to see, which again, to me is saying like, okay, I've had this big transition. I feel like a completely different person. I'd like to do something new with my life. I'm not 100% sure what that is. Now, again, whether or not we're talking about a relationship or whatever. Okay, so we've got the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, love it when both of those come out, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. Okay. Yeah. So, I think, again, these two coming out, the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles, or Ten of Moons in this particular deck, which, again, is kind of like an unknown road. I think you know that it's going to take some major changes in your situation for you to feel totally stable. Ten of Pentacles stable, right? Generational wealth stable. Good to go for the rest of your life. Don't have to worry about kind of stable. I think you know that it's going to take cutting something loose, or at the very least, having something change to a very different type of thing in order for you to feel like you're getting what you need. The Knight of coins, Knight of Pentacles, is showing that it is, I think, already in motion. You know, you're already in motion to do to cut loose whatever this thing is, or to totally change whatever this thing is. But you need to be brave like a knight, and you need to take the effort to go forward and start making the change, you know, and it can be slow. A lot of pentacles, right? This is all pentacles, 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 a lot of pentacles on this. I think you need to go slow. I don't think you need to be running in this energy. I don't think you need to be, even though I think you feel, and as you don't normally do as a fire sign, I think you feel like you need to go, you know, cut it out. Let's do this new thing. And this is telling you, like, the Three of Wands, you're going to set the boat to sail, and it's going to take a minute to come back in. It's going to take a minute. It's not going to happen overnight. And the more you push for this thing to happen quickly, the more you're going to give yourself anxiety, and the more you're going to feel less confident, the less confident you're going to feel about the decision you make. Okay, so, but I do think you're looking into it. Like right now, I think you know that something has to change, and I think you're looking into how to do that, whether that's looking for a new job, or that's looking for a new partner, or that's looking into how to make your current partner do this thing for you that you need, and be more there for you, and make you feel more present and more stable in your situation, whether that's financially or emotionally. Let's take a look and see what we've got, and if this resonates for you, please, as we're in the transition here, if it resonates, give me a thumbs up. Let me know. Let me know. I hope this helps, you know. This is supposed to be, if it's resonating for you, hopefully it's giving you a little bit of guidance, either just kind of chilling you out on the, you know, unknown. That's a lot of what this is about, right? Is I just don't know. I feel this, but I just don't know what to do, or I don't know if it's okay, or... Let's take a look and see the spiritual energy, universal energy that's coming in for you, that you're holding on to, that's really kind of flowing through you specifically here. What do we got for Aries? What are they here? Spiritually in the cosmos. Jumpers, come on, what do we got? Oh, way too many. Well, actually, you know what? No, it's too many. Too many. Can't take them. Let's try it again. Oh, there we go. Just the one. There we go. I just need to get it out of its system first so I can get it out for us. Okay, Queen of Pentacles. Yep. Again, you are feeling like you want to be stable. You want to be the holder of stability in your situation. Three of Cups. Not a stable energy, Three of Cups. Bear in mind. I mean, it can be a celebratory energy to be sure, but it's not a stable energy. The High Priestess. Oh, goodness. Too many, too many. Give me that last card, please. What's the final outcome for my Aries for August of 2026? Continuing down this current situation. Six of Pentacles. Okay, nice. 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 And I'm very happy about that, because I was actually visualizing the Six of Pentacles earlier when I was talking about give and take a little bit earlier on in the discussion, okay, on this side of things. So, Queen of Pentacles, you are trying to hold it down, right? You want to be the person in your life, whether it's in your family, in your relationship, or just you're by yourself, that has the hold on your financial life, and is the nurturer amongst your, can give if necessary, can give to yourself when necessary, is stable financially. You feel good, and you feel good about yourself. You know, you're feeling like yourself, and you're feeling very strong about that. And you now are ready to have something that's giving you the financial stability to be able to, like, embody that, right? Maybe you want to be able to live your life in your house, taking care of your gardens, and you're trying to figure out a way to make it so that you're never going to have to struggle to do that, right? And then you can have friends over, and if a friend ever needs help, you'll be able to help them also. The Three of Cups here in the position of the influences surrounding you in this situation. I think that there is a lot of, I think there's help. I think there's family. I think this can be support. This can be a card of, like, celebration and coming together. You could have some immediate friends that are very much helpful for you in this situation, and very much want to be there for you. You could have some like a very tight circle of friends, like 2 friends, 3 friends that are very like, I want to be there, and we're ready to like help be the guide to help get you where you want to go. We want to help support you in this. It could be that kind of, you know, feeling. I'm definitely getting, like, especially with this particular card, this is all about like the rain coming down and filling that cup. So filling their cups. I think that it's something you would like to do as a group. So if this is a relationship that's resonating with you here, I think it's a feeling of wanting this to be as a community effort. You want this to work out as a thing where you're all working together, and it's filling your cups. Everybody's cup is getting filled, right? That you're all taking the storm and whatever negative thing is happening, and you're all using it and you're turning it into manna from heaven. You're turning it into joy. You're able to have celebration and stuff with that. You're able to transition yourself into feeling like that's the way your life is going to be, rather than it being like difficult, right? You want your current life to express who you are now, after this transition, after this understanding or this awakening of self. So the High Priestess here in the hopes and fears, I think that you just want to make sure you're taking the path that's best for you spiritually. I think you're leaning into that. I think you might be meditating, you might be praying, you might be going to church, whatever, synagogue, whatever your thing is, temple, whatever it is for you. I think you might be feeling like you need to call on your guides to help you, and I think you're right about that. I think you should do that. I think they are going to help you. I think that this is a time to be looking inward for the answers, because you've made huge changes and you need to change your outside to match the changes you've made on the inside, right? So final outcome, Six of Pentacles, excellent. It's very stable energy, right? You have this down here with this Five of Pentacles, which is the thing that's kind of like happened and the thing that's kind of influenced this whole change in your life, where you're like, I've got to better reflect who I am. And then what is the outcome? The Six of Pentacles, where you have financial stability, give and take. This could be a partnership where you're now getting what you need. They're giving you, they're giving you what you need. You're giving them what they need. That whole, that's great, right? Okay, so let's take a look and see. Queen of Pentacles. Do we have any kind of elaboration on the Queen of Pentacles here for Aries for August of 2026? It looks like you're on the right path. It looks like if you follow the path of turning the negative into the positive, right? That's a lot of it. The Magician. Okay, yeah, the Magician. You are creating this new version of yourself. That's what this is. You are the one who's got the control. You're using all of the tools in your toolbox, and you are manifesting this new version of yourself in this new reality. You know that. I think you know that. So it's not out of control, right? So Three of Cups. Let's see if we've got anything to elaborate on the Three of Cups for the Aries. Three of Cups. What do we got here for the Three of Cups? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Anything? You're being shy? Playing hard to get? Anything to elaborate on that Three of Cups for my Aries for August 2020? Oh, okay. The Devil. Okay. Huh. Interesting. This brings a new element into it. Perhaps you are feeling a little bit of temptation from an outside situation. Perhaps you now in this new, maybe if this is relationship related, if this is love related, and you've found this new version of yourself or rediscovered who you are, and you feel like you're re-embodying that, perhaps with the Six of Cups. Again, we had the Lovers over here, we had the Two of Cups. Perhaps this was an offer from somebody from your past, a lover from your past, somebody that you had interest in that way from your past, and perhaps that's causing a little bit of a, I might have a three-party situation going on here. So it's possible that this new person is coming in. Now maybe it's a friend and not a lover circumstance, and you just have like new energy coming in, but that they might be kind of tempting you to move away from your current relationship and put your trust and your emotional energy into this new relationship, as opposed to building on the old one to see if it's going to work. Interesting. So if that's, yeah. Or it could be that you have a tendency to maybe cut loose a little bit. Maybe this isn't another person. Maybe this is just your own desire to fulfill yourself emotionally, could potentially take you away from your current person, and instead of leaning on them and trying to make that relationship work, turn into a new thing that would currently work, you are trying to find that elsewhere. You're looking elsewhere for that. You might be going to a different font to get your mana, right? And bringing in extra third-party energy, whether it's a person or just a circumstance. And again, Three of Cups came out again. Too, yeah, seriously. Don't do that. Or maybe, I don't know. actually maybe do that. It's really up to you. It's how you feel. It's what feels best to you. Again, I think this High Priestess is important, more important now than ever in this discussion, because obviously you have something here that's making you feel like you are being tempted away from just the righteous path of whatever this new version of you is. That you're feeling a little bit too goat heady in your Emperor position right now. And maybe you're feeling a little like, no, I don't want to do that necessarily, you know. Or if this is a job, if this is work related, right, as opposed to relationship related, it could be that you are just being tempted by other positions, that you're feeling like you just want to be with a different job. Other ones are coming to you, other jobs are being offered to you. You're just being tempted away by other things, other possibilities. And some of those might not be great, so, you know, try to stick with the things that are going to be for your highest good. Okay. So the High Priestess, let's see what we got for the High Priestess. We got anything to clarify the High Priestess for Aries, please? High Priestess for Aries. In third-party situations, if that's what this is for you, if there is a person that's coming in, possibly from your past, that's making you kind of reevaluate your circumstances. Tower card, okay. That's you also, another you showing up in your reading again. If this is somebody who's coming in from the past that's potentially going to seriously disrupt your current relationship situation, if you are in a relationship, 8 of Swords. Okay. Bottom of the deck, I had the Fool. I don't know why I felt like I needed to say that. So for the High Priestess, I think it's hopes and fears in this position, right? Hopes and fears. So I think that you are leaning into your spiritual side to try and figure out what's the best thing to do here, and I think that's smart. Listen to the still small voice. I always say that. I think that's the way to look into it. The 8 of Swords is telling me that you are kind of holding back on making a decision here on the direction you're going to move in. You are not revealing everything about yourself. Perhaps this new person, perhaps you are trying not to be too forward with your contact with them. I think that you are wary of a major upheaval in your life if you were to move forward with this new thing and to release yourself from this 8 of Swords. I think that there could be a massive shift in your situation, and I think that you are a little bit concerned about that. So you're being restrictive. You're holding yourself back from moving forward. You're taking your time, almost maybe to a fault. Nah, I don't know about to a fault. I think you're just taking your time because you know that there's possibly major shift, major upheaval that could come as a result of you moving forward with this new version of yourself that ultimately I think is going to provide you with some more stability with your life, I think. So let's see about this 6 of Pentacles. Because this High Priestess is, you know, that's the hopes and fears. So, I mean, I think the High Priestess is you, again, leaning into your spiritual side to get some answers here. Because you are, I think you're doing it to try and stave off whatever massive upheaval this is. I think you're thinking if you can keep yourself sort of in your head about this and you can keep thinking about it, you can keep analyzing it, you can keep praying about it, that you can avoid whatever tower this is here. Now, I don't know that that's necessarily going to help you. It's just delaying the inevitable. We got anything else here for that High Priestess and Tower and the 8 of Swords? Anything? Yeah, okay, one more. Queen of Pentacles. Again, the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I think you are moving towards this, and you know it. You know it. You're just holding yourself back because you're scared that it's going to be something that you're not ready for. You're scared that whatever you've been with this whole time has been stabilizing for you, but it's not stabilizing for you anymore. It's not stabilizing for you anymore. As the 3 of Wands just popped up. So again, waiting for your ships to come in. It's not stable. You need to make the effort to make sure that your new version of your life is going to hold down the fort for you the way that the old version of your life was kind of doing, but not really. All right, 6 of Pentacles. Give me a final for the 6 of Pentacles for Aries. What do we got here for this? The Hierophant and the 7 of Wands. Okay, so if you are dealing with a third party here, if this is you, where there's somebody from your past that's come in and made you feel so alive again, lit the spark back in you. Oh my goodness, I haven't heard from them forever. Oh, they're so flirtatious, they make me feel so attractive. Oh my goodness, I don't know. I just feel like this whole new, for what the cards are saying here, right? Take it for what you will. This is saying defend your marriage, defend your current situation. That is what is going to, if you can make that work with the current version of yourself, it's going to be equal give and take. That this Hierophant, this is the marriage card, right? That's how I see it. This is the contracts, the things you've made. If you have made, I'm sorry, this is the High Priestess. Sorry, this is the High Priestess. So follow your, then even better, follow your intuition. Follow what you're going with here. Follow the, it's very similar. The card's very, very similar in this deck for the Hierophant and for the High Priestess. But follow your intuition, right? Whatever it is that you're feeling here, when you say we're taking the time to really think about this because we don't want to make a huge decision that's going to potentially throw everything into chaos. Listen to the still small voice, really hear what it has to say, and then use that to defend whatever position you take, right? The Seven of Wands is about defending your position. It's about getting the high ground in something and then using that, knowing that you can keep yourself safe. You can make the right choice. You are in the defensive, successful position. If you stay in a spiritual place, in a meditative space about this, and you allow yourself to make the choice from a place of purity and a place of intuition and a place of spirituality, and not necessarily from a place of anxiety or fear or like overwhelming passion, you know, then you're going to make the right choice. Then you're going to make the choice that balances you. And what is the choice that balances you? Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself, because that's the choice that you're going to want to make. You're going to want to make the choice that balances you. All right, we got anything else? Anything else here? It's all about equal give and take is what you're hoping for. And I don't think you're getting it. But I think that if you do some meditation, do some research, really look into what it's going to mean if you change your situation, as opposed to just making the current situation work for yourself. I think that's going to help you out. All right, don't let your worry about holding on to what you have paralyze you from making new choices and doing new things because you feel a new way about yourself. But if you are in a situation where you have a third-party situation and somebody's come in here and try and kind of like lit a new fire under you, you're smart to take your time and to not make any quick decisions. But also know that you are going to have to just do what's best for you. If that means, if you really genuinely feel like this new person or this old person who's coming back from the past makes you feel like the person you're meant to be and makes you feel like a whole new version of yourself, be honest with yourself. Make the choice that you need to make based on that information, and you will make the choice that is balancing for you. Okay, that is the read. So let's take a look and see if we got any. I'd like to get a card from the universe as a final oracle card for advice for you. Aries is the last piece for August. This is a long one. Oh, it's complicated, right? You got complicated there in the middle. Throwing that three of cups and the devil in there really threw me for a loop for a second. All right, let's see what we got here. That's something else come out. The Serpent. Power. Okay, interesting. Also because we have the devil here, which I feel like is akin to this. Serpents are associated with myriad deities, including Cernunnos, okay, Caradwyn and Nemesis. The ram-headed serpent is a symbol often seen and associated with the horned god. Interesting, because we've got the ram-headed symbol here. We've got this, right? Interesting that would say that. Their power is also depicted in the myths of Quetzalcoatl, the plumed serpent of the Mayans, and the Ouroboros, the serpent who encircles the earth. The Ouroboros was what we had here when we were doing the Wheel of Fortune, right? That's what that is on that card. So it's this, two of the things in this description are had shown up here in your readings. So interesting. When Serpent enters your life, you can be assured the creative energy is high. Like the phoenix rising out of the ashes, you have the ability to rise to any challenges at the moment. Serpent is associated with Kundalini, the energy of creation. You may have to shed a skin, having outgrown something in your life. Serpent power brings to you the gift of intimacy. Observe how you crave to avoid close contact with others and whether your attitudes to your sexuality and or creativity require integration. Let your power rise and express itself in areas of your life, being as wise as the serpent with any directions you consider. High note, life force energy is now increasing. Be wise. Low note, inhibitions are highlighted. So again, you are changing. You have felt this new spark. You have felt this new creativity. You are ready to go with it, but you need to be wise about it. Use your intuition. Be smart. Don't think with your upstairs brain, right? Don't think with your downstairs brain when you're making big decisions in your life to change like the whole fabric of your reality. So I hope that this resonated with you, Aries. If it did, again, please let me know in the comments below, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.